First game of the week, I'll start with you. Georgia at Tennessee. What do you got?
Not sold on Georgia. I want to see more from Gunnar Stockton and see if it's just a mirage, the early start. That said, Georgia has won the last 8 games of between these two teams. Give me the history, give me the C.J. Allen-led defense, and give me Kirby Smart. I'm taking Georgia.
Yeah, I am too. I'll say this, and you mentioned Gunnar Stockton. Like, this game to me is kind of, where are we with him? Right? I mean, we've kind of seen some glimpses of the good and the bad early in the season, but this is the first true test. Going on the road, Knoxville, good Tennessee defense, good Tennessee football team. Gunnar Stockton has some weapons, right? You got Zachariah Branch, who comes in from USC. You got Colby Young. You got London Humphreys. By the way, Oscar Delp, the tight end. Yep. Big game in this one last year, 2 touchdown catches. So the weapons are there, but can they have the balance against Tennessee? That's the big question I have. So when you look at this matchup on paper, you're like, I don't know, man. Like, this is a tough test. Tennessee might be better than we thought. They've got to be able to run the football. We know that. He gives them some numbers and some of the things they do with the QB run. But at the end of the day, when I look at this, I get it. A couple of offensive linemen on the right side are banged up for Georgia. Nate Frazier's a great back. They've got 3 backs, but can they run it against this Tennessee front? Georgia has dominated this matchup. Like, it don't matter, in my opinion. Some matchups in college football, it just don't matter, right? And this is one of them. Kirby Smart has owned Tennessee. You go back, like I just wrote in my notes, in Athens, in Knoxville, it doesn't matter. Ranked, where they're ranked in this, it doesn't matter. They were 9th in the country, Tennessee was last year, beat them by 14. 28 points the year before. They were ranked 6th, Tennessee was, in 2022, beat them by 14. Beat them by 24 the year before that. Tennessee hasn't beaten Georgia all the way back to 2016, you have to go, and that took a Hendon Hooker Hail Mary.
Right.
And it's not happening.
No.
Give me Georgia.
And I fell for it last year with Tennessee.
And it's down to 3.5 points, too. Interesting. All right, next game up, Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Who you got?
Love Notre Dame in this one. Coming off the bye, C.J. Carr, made some critical mistakes in his first start. No question about it. Still encouraged by what he did. I think they get Jeremiah to love the ball more in this game. I think, the offensive line, it's going to be warm in South Bend on Saturday, but by the time the night rolls around, I think it's going to cool down. That offensive line's not going to have to deal with the conditions they had to deal with against Miami. Texas A&M's got some dudes on defense. Cassius Howell is a stud.
Yeah, he is.
He's a dude. But that said, the Texas A&M defense hasn't played all that well. Marcel Reed should play in this game, the quarterback for Texas A&M, but a little banged up. Give me Notre Dame.
If he doesn't, then you got Miles O'Neill from Marblehead, Mass. A North Shore guy. Can throw the ball 90 yards in the air. No, but I think everything I've heard talking to people, Marcel Reed will be ready to go. It was kind of precautionary last week when they took him out, right? A&M's got weapons, by the way. That's different. I think a little bit different than you go back to obviously like Mike Evans and those. But like Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion came out first 2 weeks. They've been like the real deal. Craver became the first player to open his Texas A&M career with 200-plus receiving yard games. 122 UTSA, 114 against Utah State. Concepcion, first to open up his A&M career with a pair of touchdowns or multiple touchdowns in the first 2 games. Since Trey Carson in 2013, Concepcion also had the 80-yard return against UTSA. I think Notre Dame wins, okay? I really do. But I think this is going to be a battle. I think it's a little bit of revenge from last year. What happened, it kind of set the tone for each of these teams' seasons. I think A&M, this is the Aggies' Super Bowl. If I had to take the points in this, go with a point spread, I would take Aggies plus 6.5. But I do think Notre Dame comes away with a win. All right, next one. Of the 5 games we're going to cover, and they're all great games, this is the one that I just can't wait to see. Florida coming off of an embarrassment. LSU got it rolling. What jumps out to you?
You trying to get in my head earlier this week talking about last year's game where Florida won 27-16. So now I got to be on the watch for it again, completely ignoring the fact that LSU has won 3 straight at home against this team. 5 of the last 6. This is a night game in Baton Rouge at Tiger Stadium. Do you think Billy Napier rights the ship again? Because I do not. I think
Ooh, you think this is it?
I think, listen, that's a tough one to bounce back from last week. And maybe they do it. They got the talent, but give me LSU and give them, I think they cover. It's 7.5. I think they cover.
I know what I'm getting in Nussmeier. He's playing at a level that, like, mentally that I don't know that we've seen a college quarterback play at since Andrew Luck. I don't know what I'm getting with Lagway. I need to see improvement. But what I need to see most in this game is Florida's commitment to the run, okay? Florida came out last week, and against South Florida, Jaden Baugh was awesome. 6 carries, drove him down the field. Lagway had some missed throws, a bad decision, but they still drove, and then were about to, like, drive down and score a touchdown. They then abandoned the run. He only had 12 carries, Baugh did, the rest of the game after the first 6 in that first series, okay? So there's got to be a commitment to that. There's got to be a commitment and a trust in your offensive line, which appears to be a good group. There's talent there. Lagway needs to be more involved as a runner, so this run attack is critical. It's paramount, okay? LSU wins this game for all the reasons you said, but it's a battle. Like, if you had to gun to head, I'd like Florida plus 7.5. I think that this is like, talk about backed into a corner, like a rabid animal, you know, like this is the moment where if Florida doesn't come out and play the best game of its season and correct its flaws from last week, I think you're right, and this season is going to be an unmitigated disaster, and Billy Napier may be looking at his last season there. But I like Florida to fight back. All right, Miami, South Florida. Who had this in your starting lineup of games a couple weeks ago? Obviously, you've got this South Florida team, Boise State, and like maybe Boise State's down. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. And they come out and they do what they did to Florida, and now it's like, oh, this is the real deal. Who you got in this one, and tell me what you're looking for.
Is it the real deal?
Okay.
Or is Boise State overrated and Florida just shot themselves in the foot? I think that Alex Golish, the head coach of South Florida, is doing an outstanding job pushing all the right buttons. It's great what they've done. I don't think they have any idea of what they're going to see from these Miami fronts. Florida's fronts are pretty good. Miami's are outrageous. That defensive line for Miami is a nightmare. And the offensive line for Miami is pretty damn good too. I think Miami covers. I think this is finally the midnight strikes for the Cinderella that South Florida is. If you look at those games, first of all, the Boise State game, the fake punt, again, they took advantage of every opportunity, and that's what good teams do. I just don't think Miami's going to open the door for them.
Miami's got some nice complementary pieces on offense, right? You got C.J. Daniels at wide receiver. You've got Elijah Lofton, who's emerging at tight end. You've got these 2 running backs, Mark Fletcher Jr. and Charmar Brown. But give me more Malachi Toney. Like,
that's going to be the thing this year.
This guy's special.
He is.
He's different. I can't wait to see. Now that they know what he can do in a big game, Notre Dame, like now there's a comfort level. He's walking around campus with a little bit more swag. Like, I'm telling you, this guy's special. I'm with you. I think that, South Florida's going to make a run at this thing. I think they're absolutely. I looked at their schedule. You got Memphis. You got Tulane. I think that they could very easily lose this game as long as it's somewhat respectable. But I'm saying more than 17. And then go on and win the rest of them. Memphis and Tulane are the tough games, but and wind up being in the college football playoff. But this is all about Miami.
Yeah, like Boise State losing to Oregon last year. Very similar feel to me.
Yeah.
Boise State lost to Oregon and still got in.
Yeah. I don't disagree. All right, we're doing good on time. I can hear the people outside. They're starting to line up. Yeah, we got like 5 minutes before they come in. You know me. I like to push it. Last game on the docket. Clemson, Georgia Tech. This one's interesting.
Here we go.
Go.
Do you know that this was the last year was the first time in 41 years those teams didn't play because of the remodeling of schedules with the ACC? The history between these teams is amazing. There's a lot of good things that have happened with all these conferences, but I hate when these matchups don't happen every year. I'm just going to go out and say that. I also am a huge fan of Brent Key. Is Haynes King going to play in this game? He didn't last week. Looks like he is going to this week.
Yeah,
his legs are a problem. They can give any team a problem, as Georgia found out last year. I still think Clemson is just too damn talented and bounces back from this inconsistent play we've seen and finds a way to win this game. They have a 9-game winning streak against Georgia Tech coming into this. I know it looks like Clemson's down. I'm not falling for it. I think Clemson gets the win.
You know what's interesting? I think this line started at 6.5, and now it's down to 3.5.
3.5.
What I do know from Key and Georgia Tech and your quarterback, who's one of the all-time tough guys.
Yep.
If you had any question about what this program is built on, go back and watch that Georgia game last year, right? I do know that they're going to be physical. They're going to test Clemson's will. They're also going to be disciplined, and they're going to get, like, when you aren't in the right gap defensively, when you aren't blocking it up, get hat on hat offensively, they're going to create problems for you. This is my challenge to you, Clemson. How about you bring the fight to somebody? We talked all summer, right? Peter Woods, TJ Parker, some transfer portal guys. You got Avion Terrell at corner. You got these young stars coming in and helping support this defense, linebacker especially. You got the number one quarterback potentially in all the land in Cade Klubnik. You got 4 offensive line starters coming back. You got weapons on the outside. And yeah, I get it. Antonio Williams got knocked out. But you know how many programs would kill to have Wingo and Moore on the perimeter? Be the bully, right? Be the bully, Clemson. This show's coming to see you in November. I think November 8th, right? You always correct me on the date. I'm not a calendar guy. What I am is I understand at some point you've got to step on that field and be like, it goes through us. You know what I mean? Like,
they're good enough to say it. They're good enough to do it.
Did you watch the clip of Gruden? With Gruden talking to Georgia?
No.
Like, it's my dream, man. I'm John Gruden, and if I could bring a team in here in the SEC, it's my dream to come in here and ruin your season. It would be my dream. But you got to be the fucking nightmare.
Yeah, he's in the nightmare business.
That mentality. Like, Clemson's like this wonderful campus, and it's beautiful, and it's all this, and it's Death Valley, and it's the colors, and it's the fans, and like, it's time to actually go out and be the big dog in the alley. I want to see, because I've talked to some people. It's like, it's time. And this is a perfect opponent to do it against, because this opponent wins with toughness, physicality, and just like a fight that you don't get from every other program in the country. This is the week to set a tone.
Great. Did they do it?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, parlay real quick. I can hear the people coming in. But like, we got to win money. I don't want to remind people that I picked 3 correct legs of a 4-leg parlay last week, and Mensch ruined us with Florida. And now all of a sudden he hates Florida. I wonder why. Let's start with this, our picks of the week. Who's your pick of the week?
Notre Dame.
This is FanDuel. Like, get on your FanDuel app now. Let's get serious. Let's make some scratch this week. You're going with Notre Dame as your pick of the week.
Yes.
So you're giving the 6.5 points.
Yep.
Okay, and you explained why already, so that makes it easy. I'm going with Duke. Something's fishy, and Corso taught us all a long time ago. And somebody's knows something. I go with the somebodies, right? But I'm going against it this week. Duke went from -1.5 to +1.5. I watched that game against Illinois. It was not that final score, 45-17, whatever the number was.
No.
Darian Mensah at quarterback is the real deal. Now he's got a little game experience there under his belt. They're going up against a Tulane team that I respect. People love Tulane in this game. I'm going with Duke +1.5.
I love Duke in that game.
Now, if you want to make real money, I'm talking +620 money. This is my play of the week for FanDuel, right? They ask once a week, what's the 4-leg parlay? Here it is. Georgia money line. I already told you, they don't lose. They don't lose to Tennessee. Clemson money line. It's time to be the bully. Duke +1.5. I just explained it to you. And here's the other one. I don't know if something happened the last couple of days. You have the best offensive line in the country. You got a quarterback who's dealing, a defense under Whittingham. Utah. Give me Utah in this game. Money line. So you get the money line on Georgia, Clemson, Utah. 3 of the best programs out there.
So you're not going with my picks anymore?
Duke +1.5. And it's, no, your Mensch is nodding.
One and done, huh?
You good, Mensch? I actually don't care this week. +620. There it is. All right. Live show's coming up now. This is going to be a fun one. So excited to have everyone here in Chicago and everyone who's listening and watching YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. We appreciate your support. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.